In an era when power belonged to aristocrats and kings, wealth was a dream few could attain. But one man would defy the odds. He arrived in America with nothing and built an empire that would change history. This is the story of John Jacob Astor, the first documented millionaire in the United States. The humble beginnings, 1763 to 1784. John Jacob Astor was born in 1763 in Waldorf, Germany. The son of a humble butcher, he grew up in a world where wealth was reserved for the privileged few. His childhood was not one of luxury but of hard work and survival. His father expected him to take over the family business, but young John Jacob had greater ambitions. He realized early on that butchering would never make him rich. His older brother, George Astor, had moved to London and became a successful flute manufacturer. This connection would later help John find opportunities beyond his small town. At the time, the American Revolution, 1775 to 1783, was reshaping the world, affecting trade and commerce in ways that opened new doors for ambitious individuals. But John had something far more valuable than money, an unbreakable ambition. At just 16 years old, he made a bold choice. He would leave everything behind and journey to the land of opportunity, America. The journey to America and discovering the fur trade, 1784 to 1800. In 1784, at 21, Astor embarked on a long and treacherous journey across the Atlantic. The voyage was brutal, taking several months due to harsh weather and rough seas. During the trip, he met an experienced fur trader who introduced him to the lucrative fur industry. This conversation changed everything. When Astor arrived in America, he had little more than a few coins and a dream. But what he lacked in wealth, he made up for in determination. He worked as a shop assistant, saving every penny and learning how to negotiate deals. He studied the fur trade carefully, watching how seasoned traders operated. But he didn't just want to participate, he tried to dominate. Unlike many others, Astor was willing to go where few dared. He built relationships with Native American trappers, offering them better deals than his competitors. Soon, he wasn't just trading furs, he was controlling the market. Marriage and strategic growth. In 1785, Astor married Sarah Cox Todd, a woman from a respected but not particularly wealthy family. But Sarah was more than just a supportive wife. She was a sharp businesswoman. She played a key role in managing finances and helping Astor make investment decisions. Their partnership allowed him to focus on expansion while she ensured their empire remained financially secure. Together, they laid the foundation for a business empire that would stand the test of time. Building an empire, 1800 to 1815. By the early 1800s, John Jacob Astor had become one of the most powerful fur traders in America. He didn't just trade, he controlled every step of the process. He founded the American Fur Company, which quickly became the dominant force in the industry. His vision was clear. He wanted to control every link in the fur trade, from trappers in the wilderness to luxury markets in Europe. But his ambitions didn't stop there. In 1810, he had an even bigger plan. He proposed establishing a fur trading outpost on the west coast, Astoria, in present-day Oregon. If successful, it would give him control of the entire Pacific trade. Even President Thomas Jefferson approved of the idea. But fate had other plans. The War of 1812 shattered Astor's vision. The British Navy blockaded American ports, cutting off trade routes. Astoria was captured, and his dream of a global fur empire collapsed. Most men would have given up, but John Jacob Astor was no ordinary man. Where others saw disaster, he saw an opportunity. Shifting to real estate, 1815, 1830s, Astor realized something crucial. Fur trading was a risky business. Wars, changing fashion trends, and unpredictable markets made it unreliable. But there was one commodity that would never lose value: land. At the time, much of Manhattan was undeveloped farmland. Many believed it would stay that way, but Astor saw the future. He knew that as New York City grew, land would become more valuable. He began buying properties, lots, buildings, and entire city blocks. But unlike others, he didn't sell them. Instead, he rented them out, ensuring a steady stream of income. His strategy was simple: own the land and let others build on it. It was a plan that would make him the richest man of his time. Astor's influence in banking and finance. As he grew wealthier, Astor expanded his investments beyond real estate. He became a key player in early American banking and finance, lending money to businesses and even the US government. During economic downturns, while others panicked, Astor saw an opportunity. He bought land and assets at low prices, patiently waiting for their value to skyrocket. He wasn't just a businessman, he was a financial strategist. Becoming America's first millionaire, 1830s, 1848. By the 1830s, Jacob Astor had achieved something unheard of. He became the first officially recognized millionaire in American history. At his peak, his fortune was worth over $20 million, equivalent to billions today. But wealth was not his only legacy. Astor believed in giving back. In his later years, he donated large sums to education and the arts. One of his most famous contributions was the Astor Library, which later became part of the New York Public Library. His personality and leadership style. Astor was known for his sharp mind, patience, and willingness to take risks. He was a tough negotiator, but also knew how to form strong alliances. Unlike many wealthy businessmen of his era, he was relatively private and avoided extravagant displays of wealth. He was strategic, always thinking decades ahead. His ability to predict market trends and act decisively made him one of the greatest entrepreneurs of his time. The end of an era, 1848 legacy today. In March of 1848, at 84, Jacob Astor passed away. But his legacy did not end with his death. His family carried on his real estate empire, shaping New York City for generations. His investments in Manhattan laid the foundation for what would become one of the most valuable land holdings in American history. His name still echoes through history, in landmarks, institutions, and the very streets of New York City. Astor's journey from a poor immigrant to America's first millionaire is a testament to vision, strategy, and relentless ambition. He didn't just make money, he built an empire. Today, we live in an era of billionaires and tech moguls. But long before them, there was one man who paved the way. A man who proved that wealth isn't just about money. It's about vision, patience, and the courage to take risks.